Dear Az, I am tired, like all the time. I wake up tired, spend the whole day tired, and go to bed tired. However, as tired as I am, I don't sleep well at night. I struggle to switch off and actually get to sleep. But throughout the day, if I so much as lay my head down on the sofa, I'll pass out for hours at a time. I like to think I have pretty good nutrition and I exercise regularly. Any idea what I can do to have more energy throughout the day and perhaps get a better night's sleep? It's interesting when people talk about sleep and energy levels that they automatically, and I guess it makes sense, they go to the physical. So straight away they start asking or they start telling me about how they exercise, how they eat the right foods, how they've got a comfy bed, they go to bed at a good time. And they focus on all the physical elements of why they're struggling with sleep at night and energy during the day. And a lot of the time I think that this shows that there's a detachment between our physical, our bodies, and what our body shows us, how it manifests things through low energy and through this constant hazy tiredness, and our mentality and our spirituality. And a lot of the time the things are related. In fact, they're always related. The issues that you're having, if you've been through your diet and it's not a case of you're simply not getting enough energy, or you're deficient in something and you're struggling because of a deficiency. And if you're quite confident on that, and you can always go to your doctor and get blood tests and have this thing seen to, and I recommend to do so, even if you think it's always good to get these things checked out. But let's say, for argument's sake, that you're right, your nutrition is fine, and you do exercise regularly, because regular exercise has been shown and proven to help us get a better night's sleep. The more we exert during the day, the more reason we have to recuperate, to recharge, regenerate at night. If all of this is in place and you've got all of this sorted, the next thing to start looking at is the mental aspect. What's going on in here? Because tiredness is a reaction to stress. Now, don't stress by this, I don't mean, oh, I'm so stressed. This is the daily stresses. We are all constantly exposed to never-ending daily stresses. Everything you do to different levels and degrees is a stress. So whether it be the journey to work itself, people, family, friends, your partner, grocery shopping, cleaning, everything you do has a certain level of stress attached to it. It's normal. It's perfectly normal. And all of this, it compounds and it accumulates and it stacks up over days, over weeks, over months, over hours throughout the day, and it takes its toll. It takes its toll on your mind, which is your brain, which goes down through your spine and spreads out through your nerves to every single part of your body. And it's just no wonder that you're tired. You're tired because you're stressed and you're not managing that stress. And your rest and recuperation is a big part of stress management. Now, when people tell me that they can't switch off at night, that they struggle to get to sleep, my first question is, well, what is your bedtime routine? To which, more often than not, I'm met with a slightly confused face. You cannot be surprised that you don't get a good night's sleep if you have any exposure to a screen, a mobile phone, your television, a tablet, a laptop, etc., 1 hour before the time that you plan or hope to fall asleep. It's just not, they don't go together. It doesn't work. I don't want to keep saying, well, there's studies that show. It should be common sense that this light emitting thing, which is pouring information at you and that you are feeding information into, is not something that is attached to the process of unwinding, of relaxing, of recovering and sleeping. They don't go together. So if you want to fall asleep at 10, the screens go off at 9. And I think a big part of the problem is we don't know what to do without the screen. What do I do for that hour without my screen? Well, here's what you do. You get ready. You get ready for the next day. You prep your clothes that you're going to wear, because this is tomorrow's stressor. This is that first early stressor, picking out the clothes. Now, I'm not saying that you pick out this great outfit. It might just be jeans and a t-shirt. It might be that you wear a uniform and it's already decided for you. But the stressor of getting that all sorted on the morning is the first bit of stress to an already day that's going to be full of it anyway. So why not, if you can, get it done the night before? Get the uniform ironed and hanged and ready to be worn the night before. Get everything you need to have your shower ready the night before. Get your breakfast prepared. Get your bits that you're going to take with you, your bag, your things that go in the pockets. Get this all ready so that you know when you wake up the next day where everything is, and you can do things at a calm, relaxed pace with minimal stress. And you can then actually wake up, because a big part of why we can't wake up the next day is we don't have the luxury. We're in a wake up in a haze, and we woke up a bit late because we've not slept well. And then you carry that haze throughout the day because you don't actually get the moment to actually just breathe, to have a good breakfast, to drink some water, to take some multivitamins. You know, these are the physical things, but the way that you can have the luxury of doing these is that you get a bit more organized, get yourself together a bit more. Most of the time, if you're tired throughout the day, it means you've not got enough rest the night before, which means you didn't get enough sleep. And that is a very subjective thing. You might not know it yet, you might not have become sensitive to it, but we need different amounts of sleep depending on our job, our age, our genetics. It varies. I personally can function on very low sleep. I can have 5 hours and I will be up and fully functional and good to go the next day. But I know people who need 9 hours. They need 9 hours sleep. Now, is it great or productive that you need 9 hours sleep? No. Can you do certain things to maybe cut it down? Maybe that you can get 7.5, 8 hours? Yeah, I'm sure you can. But it's a priority. It's self-maintenance. It's so important because whether it's 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, it's going to set you up for the rest of your hours of that day. You get what I mean? If you've got 16 hours left of the day, you wish you had 18, but isn't it better to have a 16 hours where you are fully awake and vibrant and ready to go than 18 hours where you spend half of it in a fog, not really quite sure if you're coming or going or what you're doing or where you're meant to be? So it's imperative. It's imperative that you get good quality sleep and that you make it a priority. And the screens are not a priority. Now, I'm assuming here, and if I'm wrong and you're not on your screens and that's not the issue, then maybe there are certain things you need to get checked. But I'm going to take a hunch. I'm going to take a hunch that for 80% of people who say that they struggle with sleep, that they deal with insomnia, that really you deal with an addiction to your phone. You deal with an addiction to technologies, and you struggle with what to do with that screen off time. That when you put that down, what can you spend your time doing? Another great thing to do once you do detach from consuming information is to put down everything from that day. Journaling at night, last thing you do before you go to bed, is a great way of dumping everything that your brain has picked up. So all those things that you saw on social media, on the news, on YouTube, throughout the day at work, those things people said to you, the things you've noticed on your journeys, all of that can get written down and brain dumped. It can get taken out of here and put somewhere. So this is then clear to then start relaxing. Write down whilst you're at it a few things that you plan to do the next day, your main goals, the stuff that you want to get done, the little to-do list, and then close it and put it away. And then just enjoy some time. If you're alone, then enjoy some alone time with a book, not a Kindle, not an e-reader, not an iPad. Get a piece of paper, get a book, and read it. Not because books are better than Kindles, not because of anything like that, but simply because it doesn't emit any light. It's just paper. And you can read it, and it doesn't have to be anything too heavy or too serious, just something that allows your brain to slowly wind down. If you're not that into that, then find a way of listening to music, which again, and this is important, doesn't require a screen. So don't use your phone. Right? Buy one of those tiny little iPods that doesn't have a screen. Buy a little MP3 player that doesn't have a screen, that you can hit play on and you can put it in your ears and you can listen to an audiobook, to relaxing music, whatever it might be, in a way that doesn't require you to interact too much with the device. The whole objective here is to relax so that you can sleep well and fully recharge, so that you can wake up the next day with a full battery and you can operate at maximum capacity for the duration of the day. And then repeat that cycle and create that habit and get really, really attached to it. Take it seriously, because it's the result of everything else you do. You know, you will just do everything a lot better if you're well rested. This is Az from Integrum Personal Development, wishing you well.